Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Killer J. Y'all can call me KJ. Welcome back to another video. So about 6 to 5 days ago, I don't remember how many days ago, I think it was last week, where I live in the small island Puerto Rico, we got hit with a little storm that was about to be turned to like a hurricane called Ernesto, and we've been having a lot of electricity problems and a lot of like internet and communication problems. It's just a price you have to pay living in paradise, basically. And it's been a very rough week for me emotionally, not only but physically. You know, the last 6 days we've had light go out about 15 times. Last night it went out for 2 hours and it came back. It leaves around 3 in the morning and it comes back around 5 in the morning. The internet's completely unstable, so as of recording this, I won't be able to stream for like a week or 2 weeks. That being said, I want to thank every single one of y'all because we've been getting some great feedback with these Are You Afraid of the Dark videos and these like TV horror anthology kind of things. We're going to be doing, this one's going to be Are You Afraid of the Dark, and then the next one's going to be a Goosebumps one, and then we're going to move to Tales from the Crib, so that's going to be crazy exciting because I love these things. I grew up watching these, and it's kind of cool that I can connect with some of you guys, and we're so close to reaching partner status. So if you guys can subscribe, leave a comment down below, leave a like, and just spread the word of this amazing channel and project that we're doing so we can, you know, keep growing and give you guys better content and more stuff out there. So thank you guys so much for all of that. I really appreciate it. So last time we looked at Are You Afraid of the Dark, we looked into an episode called Tales of Dark Music, which to me was one of the most disturbing episodes when it came to an ending, when it came to a story, and when the whole idea of the actual episodes. If you guys want to go check out that video, that is in the description. The link is right there, or you can go to my channel. It's probably the first one to pop up in like the home screen. So when I was researching what episode to use for this video, one episode in particular kept popping up in the Reddit post that I made, which the link is down in the description. You guys can keep recommending like next episodes for next like anthologies and stuff like that. And also in the comments of my social media and on my videos, in that episode was called The Tale of Dead Man's Float. A lot of people that reached out through comments or inbox and in Discord basically told me that this episode like traumatized them as kids, and the whole idea of the episode kind of even made it worse. And then on top of that, the creature slash demon thing that appears towards the end of the episode basically traumatized them because of the way it looked, and we'll get to that once we start talking about the episode. But before we start with the episode, let me give myself a little bit of a plug. Hopefully one day we'll replace these with sponsorships. Follow me on social media, guys. All the links are going to be down in the descriptions. I normally post content specifically for social media, and I post horror content and a bunch of other stuff. Also follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/KillerJ. Oh god, this is a Jabberwockies. Gonna bust a move and scare you to death. So the episode starts off like every Are You Afraid of the Dark episode with a small segment involving the Midnight Society. No, not the one related to a pedo. You mean the OG one from Nickelodeon in this show. And in this episode, they're introducing a new member since Frank moved away and he's no longer part of the Midnight Society.
It's sad because Frank's family moved and we've lost one of our members. But it's exciting because we have to find a new member.
Frank is that kid from that last episode that I reviewed that was ironically afraid of the dark. You know, Frank lost his flashlight. He basically got lost before getting to the Midnight Society, and Eric is there telling the story and making fun of him because he's
afraid of the dark.
So since he moved away, they need a new member, and they go through this whole process of introducing a new member to the Midnight Society. And Jesus, the way they go about it is like crazy.
Who did you bring?
Nobody. I brought him.
Hello, how are you?
So this kid named Tacker, great name by the way, is the one in charge of nominating a new member for the Midnight Society. And how that works is they take the nominee and they put a burlap sack over him. They basically blind him, take him to the secret location, and then they basically unmask him. He has to tell a story, submit a story to the Midnight Society, and that's the episode that we're getting. And then he'll get like selected to either be or not be in it anymore.
Tacker's gonna nominate somebody?
Why not? He's a friend of mine.
You say that like it's a good thing.
Damn, Daniel!
And when I first saw this, I was like, damn, these are teenagers and they're already getting involved with organized gang crime. And it's insane of the roots that the government implants us in our TVs. It's literally kidnapping to a degree, right? It's a cult. It's a cult. It's a secret cult. But I think as kids, we all wanted to be in like a little secret club like this. And I think these shows are basically like what basically influenced that.
So who's the new meat?
So Tacker's the one in charge of bringing the new nominee to like the secret spot and like unmasking him and stuff. And the first thing he does when he takes the fucking sack off is literally sexually assault Kiki by giving her like an unsolicited kiss. So the new nominee's name is Stig, and he's like the gross kid from school. You know, that one kid that always has a particular scent or look or greasiness to him, and he always is into the most weirdest kind of habits and shit. If you know a Stig, definitely tell me your best Stig story down below in the comments. The closest to a Stig that I can remember from my like school time was like in elementary school. We had this kid called Christopher, and we would call him Cheeto because he was constantly eating like Cheetos and like sucking on his fingers. So he had like the permanent like Cheeto finger kind of thing, and he was always greasy because he was always like sucking on it so much. There's this one time when we were playing, keep in mind I was like 8-9 years old. We were playing and he literally touched my face with like freshly sucked on like Cheeto fingers, and I just cried. They had to get like a teacher. It was like a trauma thing that I experienced with this person. Anyway, so Stig is the one that's nominated. He basically now has to submit a story to get accepted into the Midnight Society, and this is the episode that we're going to be talking about. By the way, Kiki does not like Stig at all. I mean, he did like kiss her without any consent, but she hates this kid.
No, anyone but Stig.
You know this guy?
Yeah, he's a virus. Don't let him next to the fire, he might explode.
So the story starts off in 1954, and there's these three kids, Joe, Charlie, and Claire? Cindy. She's Charlie's like girlfriend and Joe's big sister, and they're basically in the school's pool, or the pool inside of the school. There's a pool inside of the school, and they're there.
Charlie? You sure it's okay?
And Joe is about to swim, and Charlie's the lifeguard, but he's not in the pool area. He's letting Joe swim alone while he's getting PG-13 over here, finger banging the fucking Claire Cindy. He's doing his thing over there. He's just, you know what I mean?
You want me to leave?
Not really.
By the way, he's the lifeguard, so that's why I'm making such a big deal about this. So Joe, the little kid, dives into the pool, and Charlie's over there doing his thing with fucking Cindy, and apparently Cindy's yank is a little pungent because Joe all the way in the pool smells like something's dead, like disgusting, like inside of the pool.
Hey, you, what is that smell?
No, but seriously, Joe is like swimming and he can smell like death, like something that's dying and rotten. And all of a sudden Joe starts drowning, or something starts drowning Joe, and then Charlie and Cindy actually hear him, but they're too late. He's already like drowning at this point. And yeah, we start this episode off with a kid dying. Like, I get why people were traumatized like with this episode. We skip to present day 1994, and we meet our protagonist, young Gary Busey, aka Zeke Matthews, the science nerd of the school.
Zeke Matthews was one of those dips who lived for schoolwork. I guess you might call him the smartest loser in school.
And these two young girls, Clarice and Greta.
What a geek. I think he's cute. Like a puppy you want to take care of.
More like a puppy you have to clean up after.
Greta has a small like crush on Zeke and convinces Clarice to like talk to him and help him clean up the volcano mess that he did with a science project that he was doing.
Come on, let's help him.
Forget it.
They ask him what went wrong, and he basically says,
What went wrong?
Nothing. If you mix manganite with water, the reaction is always the same.
Blame solves any problem. These other cleansers suck.
and I try to look up what magnetite actually was, and I did find something, but then I try to look up what magnetite does with water, and it does nothing.
How interesting. My education is complete.
So it's obvious that Zeke likes chlorine, and he wants to like show her something very cool after school, but he's being all creepy and all red flaggy about it. But he convinces her by basically daring her or saying that it's something cool and he doesn't know cool or something like that. Just watch the clip.
Tell me what it is.
Well, that's no fun.
Fun? You're telling me what's fun?
F is for fuck.
So they actually plan to meet next morning before school starts.
Well,
Okay, Beaker Boy, you're on.
great. Meet me tomorrow at the gym at about 7:30.
So they meet up in the boys' locker room of the school, and I just gotta say, like, hey yo, Clarice, she from the streets, bro.
If this is your big surprise, I've seen it already.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper
Watch this. Last week, I was trying to calculate the volume of the school.
You're calculating what? The volume of the school? So yeah, there's like this whole ass pool inside of the actual school. To pool. Shouldn't say to the pool or like just pool. Like my fucking dyslexia ass doesn't even understand this. To pool.
I didn't know this was here.
Strange, isn't it?
And Zeke explains to Clarice that this pool was built in the 1950s, like it was used for the school, but it was like closed down like 3 years afterwards.
After I found it, I did a little research. It was built in the 1950s, but they only used it for a short time.
How come?
I don't know.
So Clarice being in the swim team, she actually finds this very cool, and she actually wants to try to open it up so that way she doesn't have to drive like 1 hour away to do like swim practice, so she can actually do it in the school, because I believe it's like a funded thing with the school and it's like a school team.
Thanks, Zeke. You did a real cool thing here.
I did? Well, hey, maybe we can get together sometime.
Don't push it.
There's no such thing as the friend zone, friend zone. The only reason that you're lonely is because you're fat and gay.
How the fuck is that dude there? How did I not see him? So Clarine manages to actually get the pool open, and she actually manages to get it open for the swim team and for other kids to use it publicly. And everything seems fine until someone just throws a floater and it starts to smell like crap again inside of the pool.
Not bad, huh?
I don't know how you did it, but oh man, what's that smell?
So at this point, we know that the smell is related to the actual like demon thing on the water, and when he's coming to get someone or drown him, he actually like the water starts to smell like shit, and that is the same thing that killed Joe in the beginning of the episode. That invisible entity that's inside of the pool and smells like shit, like your sister. So we skip a little bit ahead to the next day, and we realize that Clarice is basically not failing, but she's has like a bad grade in science, and Zeke, being a science nerd, offers to tutor her because if she fails science, she's off the swim team. But he asks something from her in return, if you know what I mean.
Maybe I could tutor you.
What's in it for you?
We skip a little bit ahead to, you know, Zeke and Clarice meeting in the pool after school, and my boy about to get, you know, he's about to swim in that. He's about to, you know, get wet and, you know, not get inside the pool, if you know what I'm saying.
How'd you get in?
Stole the key from my coach.
What if we get caught?
We're not doing anything wrong, and we're the only ones here.
No, but in reality, Zeke wants to learn how to swim because he has like this traumatizing like thing and fear for water. And since Clarice is in the swim team, he can, you know, they can help each other. She's failing science, he can help her, and vice versa. He wants to swim and she can help him, like that.
Dive in. Hey, you really are afraid of the water.
And at first, Zeke is very terrified of the water, so they basically throw like a raft, like a little lifeboat inside of the pool, and they get inside it just to like get the vibe of the water. So Zeke slowly starts being more confident while being inside of the pool and near water. Zeke explains when he was a kid, he almost drowned because he was swimming in the river and his foot got tangled up in a bunch of stuff and debris inside of the river, and he almost drowned. And he always feels like there's something down there waiting to grab him, almost like a PTSD kind of thing. Ironically, foreshadowing what's happening in this episode towards the end.
When I was a kid, I was swimming in a pond. I got my foot tangled in some underwater plants. I couldn't get loose.
And the more I watched the episode, the more I realized why it hit and traumatized so many people. I personally have thalassophobia, which is the fear of deep bodies of water and what's in them. And that's why I don't go out after it rains, because if I see a puddle, I just freak out and just Well, why would I do that? No, but seriously, I don't mind being like in boats and stuff like that. I've been around boats, I've been fishing, I've been to like little islands. I live in a small island off the coast of Florida called Puerto Rico. But if the thought of someone driving on a boat or me falling off a boat and just being there alone in open water just just gives me an instant heart attack. Back to the episode. So we get a little jump scare when Clarice is trying to reassure that nothing's in the pool, and obviously there's no fishes or debris inside of the pool, and then she gets pulled in by something, and we assume that it's the actual creature.
Zeke, I guarantee you, in a pool, there's nothing down there to get you. Now try.
Clarice! What happened?
But it ends up being Greta, because Greta does have a little crush on Zeke, and she basically thinks that Clarice and Zeke are like hooking up or doing some nasty in the pool. You know what I mean?
Not funny, Greta.
I thought you didn't like puppies.
He's helping me with chemistry.
Yeah, right.
So after a brief pep talk, Zeke actually manages to touch and put his hand in the water, but as he's doing it, that smell, that smelly smell, that smelly smell that smells smelly, comes back, and yeah, it couldn't. Zeke confirms that the actual smell is not like rotten eggs or anything like that. It's actually acid, like I don't know, like borax or something like that.
You smell that?
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know. It smells like acid.
And as he finds this out, he basically gets yeeted inside of the pool by his hand. Like at first, I thought they definitely dislocated this kid's arm and shoulder when they did this stunt, because he just gets yeet inside of the pool.
Like acid.
So Zeke screams and tells Clarice that something actually grabbed him.
What happened?
Something grabbed me. It tried to drown me.
What?
And as he's pulling them into like the raft again, the creature starts to like shake the raft and try to flip it into the pool. It manages to do it after a couple tries, but the creepy like janitor that was there before and in a couple scenes actually helps the kids out of the water, and then he basically like takes them away, dries them off in the locker room after school, and gives them some hot cocoa.
Charlie? What was that?
So it's revealed that the janitor's name is actually Charlie, and he's the actual kid from the beginning of the episode that was like the lifeguard that was getting, you know, frisky with Cindy, and he's basically carried this guilt over like the pool and Joe dying and drowning and a bunch of other kids drowning while he was still as like lifeguard.
It's back, or maybe it never left.
What's back?
I was the lifeguard when this pool first opened. Girlfriend's little brother drowned on my watch, but it was no accident.
And respectfully, this is where I get a little bit lost, because I understand that this episode is very important to a lot of people, but the whole reason on why that demon thing spirit is in the water or in the pool is just lazy writing. They basically like build a fucking pool on top of a cemetery a la Poltergeist, and yeah, that's why there's a demon inside of the pool.
They had to get rid of an old cemetery and move the bodies. Nearest I can figure is they missed one, and its spirit wants revenge.
So Zeke comes up with this beautiful plan that he wants to fight the demon slash spirit by revealing his actual form, because of whatever science things that he thinks that the water and the demon's made out of, like acid or something like that, and that's why it smells.
Maybe there's a way to even things out a little bit. Nobody believes in this thing because it's invisible, but maybe we can get a look at it.
How?
It smells, remember?
Like rotten eggs.
Like acid.
And again, I don't know how credible the science in this show and in this episode is. I don't know how much they've actually researched this, but he grabs like a bottle of something.
Methyl orange reacts with acid. If this thing really is part acid, we should get a nice red snapshot.
And he goes to the pool and he dumps it inside the pool, and it's supposed to reveal the actual like demon creature and give him more of a fighting chance. And here's the big reveal: that the creature that traumatized many fucking kids as they were growing up, the ghost that basically made kids turn off their TV. And holy shit, what is that thing? Jesus Christ, that thing is terrifying. It's like covered in like fleshy meat things, like the Lady Gaga meat suit. Duh, that's not blood, by the way. Like, obviously they say this whole bullshit chemical reaction thing because they can't say it's blood, but we know it's supposed to like represent blood, and like, oh my god, that is horrible. So Zeke, in the attempt of fighting the actual Demogorgon, he finds out that he's made out of water. Wait, what the fuck? Is it a ghost? Is it a demon? Is it made of acid? Is it made of water? Is it made of fleshy things? Like, I'm confused at this point. I'm honestly confused at this point.
Water. It's made of water.
Fucking Charlie dies from watching the goddamn thing. He just Undertaker lays down in shock and literally dies. I mean, who can fucking blame him? With that thing is fucking terrifying.
Are you okay?
Come on, Charlie, focus. We gotta get out of here.
He needs a doctor.
What about that thing? Why'd it come out now after all this time?
And since that thing is made of water, technically, it can travel to pipes, but at the same time, it can react to chemicals that react to water, if you know where I'm going with this. And if you've been paying attention, you know if you mix magnetite with water, nothing happens. But in this episode, it goes kaboom. So Zeke and Clarice go with the magnetite close to the pool to like destroy this goddamn ghost creature. And
It's made of water, right? What's your recipe? Mix water with manganite and kaboom. Lava surprise?
My volcano. That's brilliant. No.
I mean, why would you yeet a chemical that would respond explosively to water inside of a pool, Zeke? Aren't you supposed to be the nerd? Like, couldn't you just grab it and put it down? You just had to yeet it off into the...
I'm going after it.
Clarice, it's coming! Swim!
So apparently the creature has like this thing that he freezes people or shocks people because of how fucked up and ugly it is. Because Charlie dies from seeing it and he freezes up too, and then Clarice freezes too, and then Zeke jumps into the pool and that snaps Clarice out of her trance or something like that. And it gives her enough time to go get some gloves, put them on, make sure they're actually nice and fitting, you know, unscrew the top of the thing. And at this point, the thing will probably already killed Zeke. But, you know, Charlie comes out of nowhere. He comes back to life. He saves Zeke right at the last moment as Clarice is throwing this cocaine-like substance into the pool and into the demon's face. And the thing basically melts off and it fucking dies. It literally dies from a cocaine overdose.
Yo, Red, catch!
Yeah, Charlie thanks the kid as if he had like this weird Laurie Strode / Michael Myers rivalry with this like creature.
After all these years, it's over. Thank you, kids.
And I can just imagine, because there's this scene earlier where Charlie's in the abandoned pool and the demon like rises up from like this puddle of water, but he's like covered and he doesn't have enough water to get out. So I can just imagine if they made like a deal with the school, because Charlie being irresponsible and letting these kids drown, of him guarding the actual demon, and each time the bubble forms, he just has to whack it so it gets back into the ground. And that's like his deal. Like he talks about this thing like if it was his arch nemesis. So whatever. It's just a thing that just came through my mind. I'm sorry. Give me your Charlie theories.
Thank you, kids. Thank you.
The evil spirit never bothered anyone again, and Charlie was no longer tortured by his memories.
Anyways, final thought on the episode. I liked it. It's simple, straight to the point. I get the idea of it. It's very like, it feels like a 1990s, 1980s, late 80s, like independent, like short film or direct to TV film that you would watch on Sci-Fi or something like that, because it does have some kind of like violent kind of aspect, adult themes in it. There's 4 kids that are mentioned that die. 1 dies on stream, and then we get this creature that technically is not covered in blood and meat, but because, you know, they explain it with a chemical reaction, but still it looks like it's covered in blood and meat. It looks disgusting, and I get why some kids turn it off. That and the fact that I found out that Are You Afraid of the Dark was actually aired at night, so that would be just horrible. Anyways, yeah, that's the episode. Thank you guys so much for recommending it. We are going to be doing a Goosebumps episode next time. We're going to make some weird reactions or comedy videos in between, and then we'll do that one. We'll maybe throw a podcast episode there and some gameplay with Resident Evil that I'm playing, you know, as of recording this. And then we'll go with Goosebumps and then Tell the Cribs. So make sure you guys subscribe, follow me on social media, make sure you like, you comment down below like an idea or some feedback so I can keep growing important, guys. I really appreciate everything you guys have given me up to now, and I'll have you guys in my heart. No matter what, I gotta head out because I gotta go fucking clean my hair because it's all disgusting and dry and shit. Use your fucking turn signals, and yeah, like and subscribe, guys. Take it easy. Bye.